Guten Tag, ciao, and hello. It's Docta with a list looking from the Assault on Endor 2022 tournament. This video series takes a look at the list that placed top 2 in their pods and will be participating. Well, this list should be participating in the upper echelon of the Tabletop Series World Championship, Tabletop Simulator World Championship, I should say. But unfortunately, I think they got robbed due to the structure of the tournament. I kind of talk about this a lot more in. I just did the Backseat Admiral video, but I guess I'll kind of go on the same rant because I think these are going to be independent videos. So Argentum here, they were in Pod 1. They finished with 17 tournament points and did not qualify for the Gold League because instead of doing a top 2 like the World Cup or other formats, they just cut it off at 32 people, which makes sense. I get 32 if you're doing single elimination. I really do. I understand 32 for single elimination tournaments. But for this type of tournament, a Swiss, you don't need 32. 34 people is acceptable, you know. So I don't agree with this. You know, it really punishes Argentum for being in a competitive pod. So you know, first place in the pod had 20 tournament points. Argentum here came second with 17. Third place had 15. Fourth place had 14. You know, if you have a pod, so those and we have Irish Madcat, Argentum, Tron, and Corsac 9. You know, all those players you've seen around the Discord, they're not noobs. They know what they're doing. They're experienced players. Irish Madcat has a great you know, YouTube channel. Check him out. Really nice guy. But when you compare that to, say, Pod 3, where someone dropped, or Pod 2, where someone got kind of bounced 3 times in a row, you know, you come out with these skews, and it really, cutting off at 32 points only supports people with imbalanced pods, you know, where someone is good with a bad player or great with a decent player. You know, like, it only really separates those out. Like, it's, you're only pulling out the top of that. So I mean, I haven't had the pleasure against playing Argentum, but I mean, it's clearly a good pod from the names in there. So clearly they deserve a chance at, in my mind, that they deserve a chance to be part of the Gold League. So I think it's kind of a shame that the tournament was structured the way it is. You know, I think the top 2 should have qualified regardless. That's the whole point, really. Again, if we're doing elimination, you know, those multiples of 4 are really nice because of how, you know, the tournaments work. Single elimination tournaments work. So I get 32 in that instance, but it's not a single elimination tournament. In fact, there's a single elimination. Actually, no, I think that might be pod. I don't know anymore. I don't know. But the Vassal World Cup, you know, for the past 2 years has done the single elimination tournament for the top 4 in the Swiss stage. So, you know, like, there's a reason why it's 4 and not 6. You know, there's a reason why it's 4 and not 3. So, yeah, really looking forward. Really hoping Argentum does well in the Silver League. You know, they deserve it. And I'm hoping to honor them here by including their list in the series because they did place number 2 in their pod, and I won't discriminate just because they happen to have a smaller margin of victory than other people who finished with 17 points in their pod. So again, and I think those people, you know, those players, every right to qualify as well. It's literally top 2 players should just moved on. That's what should have happened. Anyways, I digress. We have here Argentum, who has 4 activations, 4 deployments. That's pretty rare. That would have been the least amount of deployments in the Gold League, you know, if they weren't robbed of their position. And they would have been one of 2 players with Luminara. They would have been the 4th Republic fleet. One of many other 400-point bids, or 0-point bids, I should say, and one of many for activation fleets. Let's take a look at this Lumi 2 Venator build here. 4 ships, no squads. We have Luminara on a Venator II with expert shield techs, Ordnance Experts, SPHA-Ts, thermal shields, external racks, and XI7s. And then we have the same exact thing on this other Venator II, except this one has Tranquility. I'm intrigued as to why Tranquility wasn't on the flagship. I'm not. Maybe I did that wrong. But when I was making the list late last night, that's what happened. I was making it late last night. Maybe I made an error, but it did stick out to me that Tranquility was on a different ship. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly sure. So I just think it's interesting. I wonder what differences it makes. Maybe he probably tries to lead with this Ven and then dangle this one in the back, so then Tranquility gets hit first by the squads, or this one gets hit first by the squads and it just absorbs it, and this one he just plays more protective. The other 2 ships are both transport Peltas with projection experts and a resupply. The one with munitions resupply has Hondo. The one with parts resupply is officerless. And that's the entire fleet. That's it. That's it. I think this is a fun one. I can see things. Man, I'm not sure exactly what one you'd take here. Probably like could test out asteroid tactics would also make a lot of sense. For the yellow, contest outpost for the yellow. Red, I don't know. Can't go wrong with Ion Storm. Precision Strike, maybe. I don't know for the red. And the blue, probably Solar Corona to get the deployments, but you could also maybe make a case for like volatile deposits, something to give, dust fields out there, protect against onagers. Not that, it's a Luminara fleet, shouldn't really need it, but yeah. I like the build a lot. I think it's a fun one. I wish Argentum best of luck in the Silver League. I think they deserved a chance at being in the Gold League, especially with 4 deployments. It would have been fun to see how they do with the least amount of deployments in the Gold League. So, yeah, anyways, I will probably be up. I think I'm going to update the video description of the fleet's performance in November. I mean, again, they got jobbed. Should be in gold. Anyways, thanks for watching this. For other list look-ins, check out the playlist. Everyone else besides Backseat Admiral and Argentum here did qualify for the Gold League and will be playing against each other in Swiss format over 4 rounds. So check out their fleets in the playlist. Subscribe if you want to keep seeing some of my content when it comes to Assault on Endor. Thank you very much for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.